Have you ever experienced the frustration of a failed 3D print? It's a feeling that many 3D printing enthusiasts know all too well. You spend hours meticulously preparing only to be met with disappointment. You carefully set up your printer, calibrated everything perfectly, and selected the ideal settings. You double-check the bed leveling, ensure the nozzle is clean, and load the filament with precision. But just when you think you're on your way to creating something incredible, the print fails. The layers don't adhere properly, or the print warps and detaches from the bed. One common culprit behind these frustrating failures is moisture in your filament. Even if you store your filament carefully, it can still absorb moisture from the air over time. Filament, the plastic material used in 3D printing, can absorb moisture from the air. This is especially true in humid environments where the air is laden with water vapor. This moisture can wreak havoc on your prints, causing a variety of issues that range from minor imperfections to complete print failures. The filament can become brittle, leading to breakages, or it can cause bubbles and stringing in your prints. It's enough to make any 3D printing enthusiast want to tear their hair out. But don't despair. There are ways to combat this issue and improve your printing success rate. There's a solution to this problem: a filament dryer. These devices are designed to remove moisture from your filament, ensuring that it remains in optimal condition for printing. These handy devices remove moisture from your filament, ensuring that your prints turn out flawlessly. By using a filament dryer, you can significantly reduce the chances of print failures caused by moisture. In this essay, we're going to delve into the world of filament dryers and explore why they're an essential tool for any serious 3D printing enthusiast. We'll look at how they work, the different types available, and how to choose the right one for your needs. So if you're tired of dealing with failed prints and want to take your 3D printing to the next level, stay tuned. Many popular 3D printing filaments, such as PLA, ABS, and PTG, are hygroscopic. What does that mean? It means they have a natural tendency to absorb moisture from the air. Think of a sponge soaking up water. That's essentially what these filaments are doing with moisture. The reason behind this lies in their chemical structure. These filaments have tiny spaces within their structure that attract and hold water molecules. Even if you store your filament in a seemingly dry place, it can still absorb enough moisture to cause problems during printing. This absorbed moisture turns into steam when the filament is heated in the printer's nozzle. This steam creates bubbles in the melted plastic, leading to various print defects. We'll discuss these defects in more detail later. Now that we understand the problem of moisture absorption in filaments, let's talk about the solution: the Sunlu S2 filament dryer. This compact and user-friendly device is designed to remove moisture from your filament, ensuring that your prints are free from moisture-related defects. The Sunlu S2 works by gently heating the filament to a controlled temperature, evaporating any absorbed moisture. The moisture is then expelled from the device, leaving you with dry, ready-to-use filament. It's like giving your filament a spa day. But the Sunlu S2 isn't just about drying filament, it's also about convenience. It features a simple interface, making it easy to use even for beginners. And with its compact size, it won't take up much space on your workbench. Let's take a closer look at what makes the Sunlu S2 such a great filament dryer. One of its standout features is its dual heating system. Unlike some dryers that only heat from the bottom, the Sunlu S2 has heating elements both above and below the filament. This dual heating system ensures that the filament is heated evenly, preventing hot spots and ensuring consistent drying. It's like having a miniature convection oven for your filament. Another great feature is the user-friendly interface. The Sunlu S2 has a clear LCD screen and intuitive controls, making it easy to set the desired temperature and drying time. You can even select presets for common filament types, so you don't have to guess at the optimal settings. Section 5. My experience with the Sunlu S2. Since I started using the Sunlu S2, I've noticed a significant improvement in the quality of my 3D prints. The difference was almost immediate and quite remarkable. I had been struggling with various issues that were affecting the final outcome of my projects. Before using a filament dryer, I often struggled with issues like stringing, where thin strands of plastic are left behind on the print. This was particularly problematic for intricate designs and detailed models where precision is key. I also experienced blobs of plastic forming on the print, particularly at the start of a new layer. These blobs would ruin the smoothness of the surface and sometimes even cause the print to fail entirely. These issues were incredibly frustrating, as they detracted from the overall appearance and quality of my prints. I spent countless hours troubleshooting and trying different settings, but nothing seemed to work consistently. However, after using the Sunlu S2 to dry my filament, these problems virtually disappeared. The process is straightforward. You simply place the filament into the dryer, set the temperature and time, and let it do its job. The results speak for themselves. My prints are now consistently smooth, with sharp details and no signs of moisture-related defects. The improvement in quality is not just noticeable, it's transformative. I can now tackle more complex projects with confidence. The Sunlu S2 has become an indispensable tool in my 3D printing arsenal. It's not just a convenience, it's a necessity for anyone serious about 3D printing. The peace of mind it provides is invaluable. It gives me the peace of mind knowing that my filament is always dry and ready to produce high-quality prints. No more worrying about humidity or storage conditions. The Sunlu S2 ensures that my filament is in optimal condition every single time. Section 6. Practical tips for using a filament dryer. Here are a few practical tips to get the most out of your filament dryer. Dry your filament before every print. Even if you store your filament properly, it's a good idea to dry it before each print, especially if it's been sitting out for a while. Don't over-dry your filament. Excessive heat can degrade the filament, so follow the recommended drying times for your specific type of filament. Store your filament properly. When you're not using your filament, store it in an airtight container with desiccant packs to absorb any moisture. By following these simple tips, you can ensure that your filament stays dry and ready to produce amazing 3D prints. Section 7. Benefits of the Sunlu S2. The Sunlu S2 filament dryer offers numerous benefits for 3D printing enthusiasts of all levels. Improved print quality. By removing moisture from your filament, the Sunlu S2 ensures that your prints are free from moisture-related defects, resulting in smoother surfaces, sharper details, and stronger prints. Increased print success rate. Moist filament can cause print failures, leading to wasted time and materials. The Sunlu S2 helps prevent these failures, increasing your chances of printing success. Ease of use. The Sunlu S2 is incredibly user-friendly, with a simple interface and clear instructions. Even beginners can easily use it to dry their filament. Compact size. The Sunlu S2's compact size means it won't take up much space on your workbench, making it ideal for hobbyists with limited space. Section 8. Limitations of the Sunlu S2. While the Sunlu S2 is an excellent filament dryer, it does have a few limitations. Single spool capacity. The Sunlu S2 can only dry one spool of filament at a time. This means that if you have multiple spools that need drying, you will have to do them one by one. This can be quite inconvenient, especially if you are working on a large project that requires different types of filament. If you frequently print with multiple filaments, you might need to dry them one after another, which can be time-consuming. This sequential drying process can slow down your workflow significantly, especially if you are on a tight schedule. Not a cure-all. While the Sunlu S2 is effective at removing moisture from filament, it's important to note that it's not a magic solution for all printing problems. Moisture removal is just one aspect of ensuring high-quality prints. Other factors, such as improper printer calibration or incorrect print settings, can also lead to print issues. Even with perfectly dried filament, if your printer is not calibrated correctly, you may still encounter problems like warping, layer shifting, or poor adhesion. Potential for filament degradation. If you accidentally overheat your filament in the Sunlu S2, it can degrade the filament's properties, leading to brittle prints. Overheating can cause the filament to lose its flexibility and strength, making it more prone to breaking during or after printing. It's crucial to follow the recommended drying times and temperatures for your specific filament type. Each type of filament has its own optimal drying conditions, and deviating from these can result in subpar prints. Always refer to the manufacturer's guidelines to ensure you are using the correct settings for your filament. In conclusion, while the Sunlu S2 is a valuable tool for maintaining the quality of your 3D printing filament, it is not without its limitations. Understanding these limitations and taking the necessary precautions can help you get the most out of your filament and achieve the best possible prints. Section 9. Final thoughts. The Sunlu S2 filament dryer is a valuable tool for any 3D printing enthusiast looking to improve their print quality and reduce the frustration of moisture-related print failures. Its ease of use, effective drying capabilities, and compact size make it an excellent investment for both beginners and experienced makers. If you're serious about 3D printing and want to achieve consistently high-quality results, I highly recommend investing in a filament dryer like the Sunlu S2. It's a small investment that can make a big difference in the quality and reliability of your 3D prints.